So in hardware implementation, so up to whatever we have discussed from unit number 1 to unit number 5, you might have understand how your computer works. So your computer works, there are different components are there. So there is one component that we have discussed in unit number 1, 2, 3, 4. On order it is control unit. So the control unit is this is one of the component in the processor, that is a control unit. Kindly to acknowledge what is the purpose of control unit. Come on. By the name, you can easily understand control unit generate a control signal, right? What is as per the instruction, a different control signal required to control different hardware components, right? So in your computer, there is a clock tick. The clock tick which generates a signal. This continuous signal. Okay. But as per your instruction, what you have to generate a control signal. You have to generate a different types of control signal. And by this control signal, we can control a different components. So the control signal plays a very important role. Hmm. So there are two types of control signal. One is a hardwired control signal and the second one is microprogrammed control signal. So by the name only you can easily understand hardwired control signal unit, and the second one is a microprogrammed control unit. Hardwired control unit, it means here there is hard wired different components required for the hardwired control unit, like gates, flip flops, decoders. So whatever the different components we use here to generate a control signal, all are hardwired. By the name, it is hardwired control unit. So hardwired control unit is viewed as sequential combinational logic circuit. Sequential combinational logic circuit, it means there are circuit is there, and in the circuit you will find different combinational logic unit like the same, like flip flop, decoder, gates. So this hardwired control unit having some advantages over microprogrammed control unit. So what are the advantages of hardwired control unit? The first advantage is the fast. So it is faster than the microprogrammed control unit. As here there is a combination of uh, logical circuit, so it generate the signal the faster, so higher speed of operation you can achieve. And the second advantage is smaller space required. In hardwired control unit, a smaller space required. Performance is high. Disadvantages? In disadvantages, a control signal required by CPU, which is more complex. So, the first disadvantage, that is the control signal required by the CPU, which is more complex. Because it is more complex, it is this kind of hardwired control unit, it is difficult to modify. It is difficult to modify. Okay. Modification is difficult, slightly difficult. As well, if it is a complex, difficult to modify, difficult to correct the mistakes, or adding new feature in existing of control unit. If you want to add a new feature, it is again difficult. Obviously, it is complex, so you cannot easily modify or you cannot easily add a new feature in a hardwired control unit. Okay, so this control unit is used to generate a control signal as per the instruction, right? And it having these are the different advantages and disadvantages. So there are various methods by which we can develop this hardwired unit. First one is a state table method. Second one is a delay element method. Third one is sequence counter method. And fourth one is PLA method. So all these methods we'll discuss today. So as we have discussed, this control hardwired control unit, it is mainly used to generate a signal, control signal as per the instruction. So what is the instruction? Instruction is nothing but the opcode. Instruction is opcode. We have seen opcode and operand. For example, this add R1 and 5. So this add is nothing but the opcode. R1 register is there and we have to add this 5 into the R1 register. So this is the opcode and this is the operand, right? So opcode. So here is opcode. So IR, we know IR, instruction register. Register hold the instruction, right? So in instruction, here is the opcode. Here is the address for the instruction. And this one bit represent your instruction is direct instruction or indirect instruction. Right? We have seen direct and indirect. So this one bit. So 0 is for direct and 1 is for the indirect. Opcode is your instruction. So it is a code. Actually, it is a code. And with this code, there is a different operands are there. So for the operand, you will find the address. So this is the address for the operand. And this is the code. So this code is 3-bit. We have to, a decoder is required to convert this code. So 3 by 8 decoder we have to use, which decode your 3-bit into the 8-bit. So 3 by 8 decoder decoded these 3-bit into the 8 bits. So D0 to D7 bits are there, which are given to combinational logic circuit control unit logic. This one bit is for the direct or indirect. And the second one is another decoder is required, that is 4 by 16. So again, here you will find there are 16 different bits are there, which are getting from these combinational control logic. So this 4 by 16, 4 bits are generated into the 16 bit, which are given to the this combinational control logic. And here the 4-bit sequences, you will find there is the increment, INR, then clear, and the clock. The three input is given to this 4-bit sequence. So sequentially, actually, it is a sequential hardwired control unit. Here you will find sequentially we have to generate a signal. And as after generating every signal, we have to clear the bits. So that's why the clear input is given. And we have to follow the clock cycle. That's why you will find there is one clock input is given to this 4-bit sequence. By taking this all input, the combinational logic circuit generate a control signal as per the instruction The control signal generate a signal. We have seen the micro operation, different micro operations. So, and all these different micro operations perform a different types of operation. Like in the page cycle, first we have to page the instructions. So again to page, this multiple control signals required. Without control signal, actually all these operations cannot be possible. So main the control signal perform all the different types of operation in the computer. So we'll see the different types. The first one is like a state table method. So state table method, by the name, you can easily understand. Just a minute. Hello. आता लेक्चर चालू आहे मॅडम माझं मी शाळेचा पण झालं. हा चला 26 लेक्चर आहे सीओ लेक्चर हार्डवायर कंट्रोल युनिट हाँ हाँ. Okay, so by the name, actually, you can understand the state table method. It means there are multiple states are there, right? After executing one state, the another state will be executed. Again, your one state, your second state is depends upon the first state. So here is one state table is there. It means at according to the micro operation in the state table, you will find for this first input, for this multiple input, this would be the output. And as according to your first input, your second input, it, your output would be the different. So the state transition for each instruction is made, hence a state table is obtained. So for each instruction, you will find there is a multiple states. Like for example, if you are talking about the bike gear changing, so you are in the first gear, then the second gear and third gear. Now, if you want to move to the neutral, you have to move from third to second, second to first. So what is this? This is the state. So it is a very classical method of sequential design, the state table method. For this type of method, a minimum hardware required. And this method construct a state transition table. And every generation of state has a set of control signal. So if one state is there having multiple control signal, and this state table is then combined to form an instruction set state table. Each state with a set of micro instruction to be issued to various components of the processor as well as external control signal. A state table implemented using flip-flop and combinational circuit to generate a different control signal. So what you could understand here is different types of states are there, like first state, second state, and based on these multiple state, your output depends. The third state is depend. So actually, in a flat subject, you will learn a different types of uh, machines are implemented. Like this is a Mealy machine. The second one is More machine. Here you will find the different types of state tables are designed. Like this is a state table for finite state machine. This is a state table for the Mealy machine. So as per the state, as per the different types of state, it's generating a different types of output. It means the different types of control signals are generated as per the different types of micro operation. But actually, this kind of state table having one disadvantage. One disadvantage. Because the speed is very high or it is very faster. Immediately after the first state, For the second state, the control signal generated. Immediately after executing the first state, the second state, third state, fourth state, immediately the control signal is generating. And because of that, the synchronization problem may occur. Synchronization, as we have discussed earlier, for example, this is the signal, right? This is the signal, and your computer understands this signal based on the time. So these are the time T1, T2, T3, T4, right? These are the T1, T2, T3, T4. These are the timing signal. And based on this timing signal, the computer has to generate a control signal. And here you have to read the signal started from this point. And again, this is the second, the cycle is finished here. So the computer has to analyze when the cycle started and when the cycle finished. So it is a possibility to, if it is very faster, the synchronization problem could occur. Like the computer cannot judge from at what point the cycle started. Okay. So the time lag required in between two signals. That's why the second method is this remove this problem, that is a delay element method. So by the name you can easily understand delay element method. It means there is a delay in between two signals. Here the control signal follow a proper sequence. Like after one control signal, there is another control signal, the second control signal. Like the in the whatever the problem we have seen in state table, that problem here minimized, because here every control signal is following a proper sequence. A specific time delay between two groups of control signals. So the time delay is given in between two groups of control signal. And because of that, we can ensure synchronization. Earlier, we cannot ensure synchronization because there is no delay in between control signal. After generating a signal, as per the first state, the signal generated, the second state, the signal generated, the synchronization is possible, not possible. But because of this delay, we can ensure the synchronization. We can here use a D flip-flop for the delay, and we can control by the one common signal. So as we have discussed, it is implemented by using delay element method flip-flop. A flip-flop is made to give output logic 1 after a specific event or in a T state in a sequence. The output of these flip-flops are used to generate a control signal. So the output of these flip-flops are used to generate a control signal. So mainly actually this delay element is used to, so that we can ensure the synchronization. If there is a multiple control signal, we have to OR. ORing is required for the multiple signal. The third method is a delay element method. So actually, you should tell me the same thing earlier from last 5 minutes I am discussing. Okay. Hmm. So yeah, that is sequence counter method. From this slide actually I was not I'm audible. So actually I'm revising here why the name is sequence counter method, because here the multiple signals are generated in the form of in the multiple signals generates in a sequence from the master clock cycle. That's why the name is sequence counter method. Here again to remove the synchronization issue, here from the master clock a multiple signals generates. So how it signals generate after Q1, the second signal generate Q2, then Q3, and so on. This kind of way the signal generate. That's why the name is sequence counter method. The next one is PLA method. PLA method means programmable logic array. So there is one array. In one array, the the logic implemented in the form of program. Okay. So you will find there is a logic like and, or if, then, else, whatever the different logical part is there, which is implemented in the form of program and which is written in the form of array. So as per the instruction, the particular control signal is generated because for all type of instruction, the logic is written in the array, right? So for the and, the PLA knows what kind of control signal should generate for the AND. This is a diagram for the PLA. So here PLA. So this is an AND array. And as per the instruction, the control signal generates. Right? Because here you will find there is a logic for all types of logic like if, then, else kind of circuit is available here. And for that, the control signal is written over there. So for the specific instruction, the specific control signal generate. And there is an OR gate, so whatever the control signal generates, it is combined together by the using ORing. So various components you will find in a PLA method. So in a hardwired control unit, mainly there are four different methods. One is state table method, second one is delay element method, third one is sequence counter method, and fourth one is PLA method. So by their name, you can easily remember how actually it is developed. Like state table method, there is one state table is there, and based on a state transition, a control signal generate. But here the problem is synchronization problem with the state table method. So to remove the synchronization problem, the second method, that is a delay element method, a delay is given in between two control signal so that we can ensure the synchronization. The in third method is sequence counter method. The control signals generates in the form of signal. And the fourth one is PLA method, that is programmable logic array. So programmable logic array, it means in a one array, all the logic is implemented in the form of program like if, then, else, or and as per the instruction, the control signal generates. Okay, so actually in the program, but here we use a logic array like and, or this kind of logic array is there, and which is implemented for the particular logic like if, then, else. Okay, logical circuit is implemented for that, so that as per the instruction, uh, we can choose a particular control signal and it generate from the PLA method, programmable logic array. Okay, so all about the hardwired control unit. So tomorrow we'll discuss the second one, that is micro programmed control unit. Okay. So the